My name is Peter Wallsmith, and I'm here to present to you why you should go to church. So, I grew up in church. My parents were both Christians. I have a brother, he's a Christian, and we were raised, with the priority of going to church on Sundays, and it was an important part of my life, and still is an important part of my life. A great quote about church is found on churchofthechrist.org. It says, "What we learn at church gives us guidance on how to follow God." And following God ultimately is faith, which is my first point. A great verse about faith is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, which is on the wall over here. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths." So, back over here, faith leads to Christian examples in the church. A great Christian example, in my opinion, is Billy Graham. Billy Graham was a preacher in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and he had this quote in his book where he said, "I'm in a win-win playoff game." When he wrote this book, he was actually about to pass away, and he knew that, but because of his faith, he had this outlook where, he wasn't scared of death, and I think that's really amazing. My first visual aid here is actually something that I feel like I can relate to with my faith. It's an album by a couple of my favorite artists where they have struggles, but because of their faith and their trust in God, they're able to get past it. My second point is fellowship. So, having fellowship is basically, being around the people in the church and being part of the church. And a verse I have here about the church, Romans 12, 4 through 5, says, "We're a body with many members," because the church isn't a building, it's the people in it. And they all have faith, which them all having faith together makes them one. And I think that's a really amazing thing. My third point is getting into the Bible. So here's my second visual aid, which is my Bible that my aunt got me after I graduated. I have a few more Bibles at home. But in church, the Bible it's at the heart of the church, because the pastor will, open it up and preach from it and deliver the word in a way that is more consumable to the people of the church. And that's what the Bible is used for, and it's a message from God to us. So here's actually a verse I have about the Word of God, the Bible. Psalms 119, 105. "The Word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." And that is the basic summary of the Bible. That is what it's meant for. It's meant to guide us in our Christian life and in our journey with God. That brings me to my conclusion. Basically, in conclusion, church has many different elements that come together to make it, but ultimately it's the people, and being a part of that group and that fellowship, it can grow your faith and it can change your life. And I hope this encourages you to go to church this Sunday, and that's about all I have to say.